I introduced Yggdrasil. I also started talking about the 9 worlds of Yggdrasil, as well as the world trees, or the world tree, as well as the world mountain. And I believe I started talking about the world ocean too. I'm not quite sure or not about that, but it is a part of this. And this is where I go into more of a deeper look into it. I was covering the Siberian myths that involve shamanism and stuff like that, in the world mountain, stuff of that nature. I also covered some stuff that pertained to sacred reindeer and horses. And now it's all going to be. I'm going to go deeper into it. It's a pretty good deep dive, basically, is what it is. So, kind of gives you an interesting look on how all of this played out in history, and also the Norse mythology. Now, I was always interested in a lot of that, and I do have to say, this time when I was doing a lot of the research and pulling it all together, it really came out to be pretty interesting. So it helped explain a lot of things about, especially Odin and sacrifice, stuff of that nature. So with that, it also what I'm doing is I'm also relating it to other religions of the time period and even before then, and how they all intertwine with one another through Indo-European and Indo-Aryan, Indo-European, and then Indo-Aryan languages. So, with that being said, let me start the readings and stuff. And like I said before, excuse me, or forgive me for my bad reading when it comes to these words. They're really hard to pronounce on a lot of them. So, with that being said, I'll start. The 9 worlds of Yggdrasil in Norse mythology are interconnected realms that exist within the great cosmic tree, Yggdrasil. These worlds represent different aspects of existence, from divine realms to mortal lands in the underworld. Each world is home to different beings, including gods, giants, elves, and the dead. Below is an elaboration of each of the 9 worlds, their characteristics, and how they fit within the cosmic structure of Yggdrasil. First, there's Asgard, and Asgard is the home of the Aesir gods, including Odin, Thor, Frigg, and Baldur. It is a grand and fortified realm separated from the other worlds by a great wall. The entrance to Asgard is guarded by Heimdall, who watches over the Bifrost rainbow bridge that connects Asgard to Midgard. The Great Hall of Valhalla, where fallen warriors, the Ihardrar, feast until Ragnarok, is located here. Now, Asgard is the highest of the realms, representing divine power and the seat of cosmic order. Midgard is the world of humanity, located in the middle of Yggdrasil. It is surrounded by a great ocean, where the world serpent Jormungandr resides. Jormungandr. Jormungandr resides. Now, Midgard is connected to Asgard by the Bifrost Bridge, but only gods and chosen warriors can cross it. It is protected by the gods, particularly Thor, who defends it from giants and other threats. Midgard is destined to be destroyed during Ragnarok, after which it will be reborn. Jotunheim is the chaotic and untamed land of Jotnar, which means of the Jotnar, which is actually the giants, the enemies of the Aesir, or the Aesir, or Usir, whichever way you want to do it, Aesir. It is a vast, rugged land filled with mountains, deep forests, and great rivers. The forest of Utgard, ruled by the powerful giant Utgard Loki, is located here. Giants in Norse mythology are not necessarily evil, but they often oppose the gods and present primal, untamed forces of nature. Many conflicts between gods and giants take place in Jotunheim. Valheim is the home of the Vanir gods, a group of deities associated with fertility, nature, and magic. The Vanir and the Aesir fought a great war before eventually making peace through an exchange of hostages, including Njord, Freyr, and Freya, who went to live in Asgard. Little is described about Vanaheim in surviving Norse texts, but it is thought to be a lush and prosperous land. The Vanir are masters of cider, a form of Norse magic, and their realm is closely tied to the cycles of nature and prosperity. Alfheim is the realm of the Lejosaphir, or the Light Elves. It's a really messed up word, Lejosaphar, which is spelled Ljosalfar, and that means light elves. Beings of great beauty and wisdom. So they're very beautiful and they're very smart. The elves are often described as luminous and divine, possessing great magical abilities. The god Freyr, associated with fertility and prosperity, is said to rule over Alfheim. The elves are sometimes linked to nature spirits and are seen as intermediaries between the divine and mortal realms. Alfheim is often depicted as a radiant, ethereal world, though little is detailed about its geography. Now, after that, I want to get into Svartalfheim, or Nidavellir. Okay, and that is the realm of the dwarves. Now, this world is home to the Divergers, or Verdgar, the Verdgar, and that is dwarves, basically. They're master blacksmiths and craftsmen who create powerful magic items. Now, the dwarves live underground in vast forges and caverns where they work with metals and gemstones. They are responsible for crafting many of the gods' greatest treasures, such as Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and Gungnir, which is Odin's spear, and that's Gungnir, Gungnir, and the golden hair of Sif. Okay, some sources differentiate between Svartalfheim, home of the Dark Elves, and Nindavillar, home of the dwarves. But in many texts, they are treated as the same place. It is a shadowy subterranean world filled with tunnels and great halls. Muspelheim is the land of fire, home of the fire giants and ruled by mighty Surtur. It is a realm of constant heat, flames, and destruction. Surtur, the fire giant, is destined to lead the destruction of the cosmos during Ragnarok, wielding a flaming sword. Now, Muspelheim represents the primal force of fire, both destructive and purifying. It is the opposite of Niflheim, and together these two realms played a role in the creation of the world. Niflheim is a cold, misty world filled with ice, fog, and freezing water. It is the oldest of the worlds existing before the creation of the cosmos. The great well of Havergelmer, the source of many rivers, is located here. Niflheim and Muspelheim's meeting in the void of Ginnungagap led to the birth of Ymir, the primordial giant from whom the world was created. It is often associated with the deep chthonic forces of the cosmos. Helheim is the underworld, ruled by the goddess Hel, daughter of Loki. It is a cold and dreary place where those who did not die in battle and thus do not go to Valhalla reside after death. Unlike the Christian concept of hell, Helheim is not a place for punishment, but rather a resting place for the dead. The gates of hell are guarded by the hound Grimur. During Ragnarok, Hel will release the dead to fight alongside Loki against the gods. Yggdrasil, the great ash tree, binds the 9 worlds together, with its roots reaching into the underworld and its branches stretching into the heavens. The 3 great roots of Yggdrasil extend into different realms. One root reaches Niflheim, where the well of Havelgelmer is located. Another route extends to Jotunheim, where the well of Murmur grants wisdom. The third route, hold on a minute, I've got noise coming in. Okay, the 3 great roots of Yggdrasil extend into different realms. One route reaches Niflheim, where the well of Havergelmer is located. Another route extends to Jotunheim, where the well of Murmur grants wisdom. The third route goes to Asgard, where the well of Erd is tended by the Norns. That's the Fates. Norns is. The tree is constantly under threat, with the dragon Nidhogg gnawing at its roots, and other creatures like the eagle and the squirrel Ratatasker, creating conflict between its inhabitants. The 9 worlds of Yggdrasil create a vast interconnected cosmos where each realm has its own unique inhabitants and characteristics. Together they form a structured universe where gods, giants, humans, and spirits interact, shaping